There are people out there who feel that they should be handed more opportunities than others because of their race, their gender, or sexuality, which is a disgusting mindset to have. But now, an upcoming production in progress gaming while Black is getting roasted by gamers because they're bringing people like Alyssa Mercante in to talk about Gamergate 2 and how racists are dominating the industry and how they couldn't even raise a few $1,000s for this. I have a few different things to show off, but before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, if you are a creative and you feel passionate about something, you should 100% go for it. You might actually change the way that somebody thinks. You may ultimately affect somebody in a positive way, but when you're bringing extremely controversial figures into the mix like Alyssa Mercante, and you're clearly just trying to make a production and gain money from it based on race, that is something that's not going to fly with people. And this, over the past few days, has been getting absolutely wrecked by the internet. Now, I had never heard of this before. It is something that they're still making, but it's called the Gaming While Black documentary film, and it has a GoFundMe. You might be thinking to yourself, oh, okay, they think that there's going to be a lot of interest in this, but as of this point in time, it has only raised $370 out of a $5,000 goal. Now, what is this all about? You might be asking yourself, why are they asking for money? Well, the story is that while the working title is called Gaming While Black, the sentiment behind that is meant to convey how being Black or African American in the gaming space can often feel like existing within an opposing community. Themes and introspective on the gaming community as a whole while examining how it handles Black and African American voices due to the bright pop culture nature that is inherent to video games. The visual elements may be fun and kinetic, allowing the viewers to have fun while the film also is digesting larger social issues and commentaries. The purpose is to elevate Black voices that are already doing the work to create a more inclusive space within the community of gaming, while also starting a conversation around solutions that will help remove roadblocks for future Black gamers and creators. Now, the gaming industry is already very diverse, it is already very inclusive, and we have seen an all-time high in diverse storytellers being, highlighted within this industry. So I don't really know what their goal is here besides to try to say, oh, we have a long way to go because there are still so many racists within the industry, because they're bringing people like Alyssa Mercante into the mix. I would also assume there are going to be several individuals that work for companies like Sweet Baby Inc. and Black Girl Gamers that will be affiliated with this. It's not confirmed, but I wouldn't be particularly shocked. And they have Alyssa within this talking about how there are games for all sorts of people out there, and if you don't like it, don't buy it, which is hilarious. So I'm just going to play her clip really quickly from this because it really speaks volumes as to the direction they're taking this in.
Stand with the people who work at our studio. We stand with a more diverse industry. We support the concept of a more diverse industry, telling more diverse stories. There's plenty of games out there for you to buy. If you don't like this, don't buy it.
If you don't like this, don't buy it, and don't worry, we won't. What has been the common denominator of games like Kill the Justice League, Flintlock: The Siege of Dawn, Concord, the upcoming Compulsion Games title, South of Midnight? It's that you have genuinely hateful people behind them, and I don't give a fuck what the color of their skin is, what their sexuality is, what their gender is. I just care that they do not respect me as a customer, and therefore I do not want to go all out to support them. And that is a major issue within the industry right now. These people, like Alyssa, constantly talk about how we are racist and sexist and disgusting people, yet they never look in the mirror. They can never recognize that they are the ones that are causing divide within this industry. I'm willing to support games made by all sorts of people. I play tons of video games on this channel made by gigantic teams. Do I go through every employee and have little background checks on them and say, oh, nope, there's one person a part of this project I don't want to support, I'm not going to play it? Absolutely not. But these people do not understand why we criticize them so heavily and why so many of these games are failing. So instead, they talk about how, oh, it's racism, it's sexism, it's bigotry, when that is not the case. This is absolutely racist to do a documentary like this, to ask for money based on race, yet are they going to call this out? Absolutely not, because they could profit from it. Now, there is actually one person that was part of this that had a good mindset that was just make good characters who happen to be black, which I totally and completely agree with. If you just sit down and you write really great characters and have really awesome storylines, people will show up to support that. But you cannot just have a character who is, oh, a black lesbian and expect people to show up in droves to support that. It's not going to happen. And now, of course, gamers are pointing and laughing at the fact that they're trying to raise money. It hasn't really worked out so well for them yet, but that they're also having discussions with people like Alyssa. And the clear reason why Alyssa is a part of this is because of Gamergate 2 and because she is willing to sit here and push the narrative that they also want to push, that the gaming industry is filled with awful people, even though she would not be able to actually give input as to their general idea, which is highlighting black voices within this industry. People are saying things like, did you cross the aisle to talk to black folk that don't play the victim card, or did you just stick to your echo chamber with an out-of-work white savior asking most of the questions? People are not colors. Looking forward to the sequel, Gaming While Amish. This is cringe as hell. Y'all really thought it was a good idea to have an insufferable white girl put her 2 cents in about gaming while black? If they were at least gonna go in this direction, they could have had all black individuals who were trying to have conversations about their experiences. Like, at least that would have been on theme with their working title. Step the fuck off. The only time people have ever thought about race is when race baiting people like you scream about how oppressed you are. I mean, yeah, people talk about race when people bring up race. Other than that, it's not an issue. Perpetual victimhood is a strange way to live. This is so racist. When I play a JRPG, do I care if the creators are Japanese? No, I care about the game. I mean, it's really so pathetic that this situation is happening. They could have made this a whole film just about voices in general in the gaming industry, but they decided to not go in that direction, probably because they thought that this more targeted approach was going to make them more money, was going to raise them more funds, but that certainly has not been the case. And even on their official YouTube announcement promo from 10 months ago, it's got 352 views, 7 likes to 59 dislikes. So even the people who should be showing up to support them are not showing up to support them. And gamers are in the comments saying this is so sad. Gaming While Italian coming soon. Forget about it. Getting my popcorn ready, created to stir more rage and nothing more. So At the end of the day, I can't say I'm particularly shocked to see a documentary like this in the works, but imagine if I had done a documentary and I labeled it Gaming While White. That wouldn't go over particularly well with a lot of people, so I will be interested to see if there are any more statements made about this, if someone like Alyssa ends up talking about it, but for now, that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed it, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.